Before I take a look into Pursuer, I forgot to mention some things about badware. I somehow managed to fall over my own feet while making that video, and completely forgetting the main plot about him. He's easy to play on small maps if you can be your computers, but it's quite the opposite on large maps if the survivors lock in, of course, because badware is really map dependent. And I somehow forgot to mention Adrenaline that should be placed at the bad abilities category. But my thoughts on Adrenaline against badware is that it could work, but you're probably gonna get badware using a Rift on you or either catch up to you due to firewall bypass and the 120 stamina. Anyway, I've locked in now, so let's start. Pursuer. What is he all about? He is a dangerous apex predator of unknown origin. Its speed and hunting abilities are unmatched, with its unique ability to turn completely invisible, and it's able to sneak up to unsuspecting prey before quickly dispatching of them without a trace. By the time you hear its howl far off in the distance, it's already too late. Here are some fun facts I found about Pursuer in the wiki. He can do a backflip. He's also capable of shifting his bone structure around, making him turn invisible. And he can only eat fresh meat. Now, Pursuer is primarily built to tunnel the survivors, meaning focusing one person after the other and using abilities to close the distance, punishing anyone who makes a small mistake. All of its prey shall be pursued. Looking at the stats, Pursuer has 1000 health, making him the second healthiest killer in the game. He's also the fastest killer in the game, having 27 sprinting speed, making it a bit easier for newer players to catch up to survivors. Throw a howl on top of that makes the difference 27 sprinting speed from Pursuer and 20 sprinting speed from survivors. A huge difference. Basically, you need to rush down all the survivors to win. He's the easiest killer to learn and play, making him the best killer in the game. What? Looking at the abilities, they're all really good. Pursuer is also the best killer stat-wise. All of Pursuer's abilities can be punished, but if avoided, it's not that big of a deal, and Pursuer is not that map dependent. And the good thing about Pursuer is that he's the best starter killer in the game, therefore being the first you unlock. But keep in mind, if you're new at the game, you're going to have to learn how the game works first though. So let's go over that. With Pursuer, you need to target the weak and punish anyone trying to stun you. Use the 27 sprinting speed and howl to your advantage to catch up to anyone. The M1 has pretty good range, dealing 20 damage and taking a second to recharge, but since so many people use Pursuer because they're new, a lot of players learn quickly to dodge your attacks. Cleave makes Pursuer lunge forward at a quick rate, hitting will deal 20 damage and 10 from bleed. And missing Cleave will slow you down for about 2 seconds. Howl will make Pursuer release a giant howl into the air, slowing anyone in 100 stud range for 6 seconds. Keep in mind, this makes you immobile for around 4 seconds. Stalk makes you invisible and increases your movement speed, at the cost of making you immobile for around 3 seconds. And same thing happens when you unshroud, but instead it will fade you back to being visible. Every ability from Pursuer can be punished because of all the end lag you get, so use them effectively. So how can you use these abilities as effectively as possible? Pursuer is a pretty simple killer though, so there aren't a lot of tips I can give, but here are some that are really useful. A thing Pursuer can take advantage of is its speed. Targeting survivors like Revolver, Hot Dog, Dash, or Adrenaline could help at the start because these abilities play around stamina. The M1's cooldown is quick, so punish survivor abilities by doing a combo, for example swinging twice and using Cleave after that. It should look something like this. You could also use your M1 attack to speed yourself up while chasing someone, although I do not recommend. When using Cleave on someone in a chase, make sure you're confident on hitting it, because the massive end lag after use is a great way for survivors to stun you or make a lot of distance. Use Howl when you're low on stamina, this gives you time to regenerate. It's also useful when you're being looped, as the slowness allows you to catch up easier, and it can also help you with hitting survivors with Cleave. Use Stalk in the beginning of the round to start chase as fast as possible. You can also use Stalk to quickly catch up to survivors if they are far away. Don't use Stalk in front of stunners. You can also unshroud close to people who have been sprinting since you'll win the stamina battle. You can also get away from Evil Scary, but be careful to time it correctly. Yeah, I wouldn't underestimate that thing.
No, brother,
Speaking of Pursuer, I don't understand why, but this thing is just made for comedy.
Touch me. Oh, that's him!
Dog.
It's Ufa for that.
Yo, this setup is atrocious.
Anyway, are the Survivor abilities any good against Pursuer? Let's see the good abilities first. Block is great because you can block cleave, taking no damage, but if you got hit, don't worry, you can still bleed the block effect, healing some health back. Dash is useful to dodge cleave, giving you time to recover some stamina because missing cleave will give Pursuer some end lag. Bonus pad is great support because Pursuer is faster than the survivors, and it's okay to lose 10 health since bleed doesn't kill anymore, meaning you're still going to tank the same amount of damage before dying, unless you get hit by cleave while having more HP than 30. Because you're going to take 30 damage, minus 10 from bonus pad counts as 2 hits, so take that as a risk. Banana Peel can make all the abilities from Pursuer last longer, by tripping him and giving survivors stun potential when someone is getting chased. But you need to time it for that to work. Banana Peel is a difficult ability to be used for combat. And Revolver, Taunt, and Punch are all just good stun material when Pursuer is immobile from using an ability. For risk reward, Caretaker is a really good support because Pursuer can deal a lot of damage when punishing survivors, but be careful, you're 75 HP. Because if you try and heal someone mid-chase, what I like to call combat healing, and if you miss, and that Pursuer shifts to you, you can get hit twice and then cleave, and boom, you're 5 HP. Hot Dog should be placed at bad, but I really like Hot Dog if you're good at dodging. Why would I put Hot Dog at risk reward? Well, just look at this. And Adrenaline is bad because Pursuer is the fastest killer in the game and will probably catch up to you before you can even move again. And Cloak could work, but if he's searching for you and you uncloak, he could start chase with a big stamina difference. It was really easy for me to get the mastery of Pursuer because he's the best killer in the game. And the skins for Pursuer are really nice too, I like them a lot. Pursuer in Double Trouble is the most painful killer to deal with, especially paired up with Harken because Howl can make a speed difference of 20 and 31.25. It's kinda the same thing with One Bounce too. Dination is nothing special. Pursuer can deal high damage, but the end lag can make you take a lot of damage back, and Stalk is kinda useless. But Gunslinger on the other hand is awesome. With Pursuer's high speed, you can weave and dodge your way through all the sheriffs and fight for that victory. In conclusion, Pursuer is a fun killer to play, but for me he gets boring because of how easy he is. But I really like to go up against Pursuer, because he's a challenging killer to go up against. But that's everything for me. Goodbye!